Anyway, I was thinking about how it's the first game in the franchise, you know, time-wise, and how that means that this Link here is the first hero to be, well, the hero. The first one to wield the Master Sword, the first one to aid Zelda in her quest, the first one to defeat the malice of Demise. Actually, he straight up defeats Demise himself, so clearly, this guy is a huge deal to the franchise. Like, of course, all Links are important to their respective Zelda games, but if we were to rank them based upon their importance to the franchise as a whole, it would go something like this. Base level Links would be the ones that only fought one-off villains that only appeared in like one game. Then the Links with the repeating villains would take the second tier. Links that fought Ganon would be right above that. And then finally on the top would be the Links that shaped the meta-narrative of the entire Zelda franchise as we know it. Up here on this pedestal are just two Links, the hero of the skies, who literally started the entire timeline, and the hero of time, who splintered it. But what if I told you that these two Links might be more closely connected than you think? Let's take a look at the hero of the skies real quick. Also, for those of you who have somehow stayed completely spoiler-free for the last 10 years since Skyward Sword initially released, please consider this a spoiler warning for the contents of this video, which will be spoiling in depth the contents of Skyward Sword. Also, I have an important announcement to make at the end of the video, so for my subscribers, and for those of you who are here often enough that you should go ahead and click that subscribe button anyway, you'll want to make sure you stick around until the end of the video to catch that. Also, like this video if you like this video. Okay, here we go. The hero of the skies is pretty similar to the hero of time, right? I mean, both of them are extremely influential to the timeline. They're both Master Sword wielding Links, they both defeat incarnations of Demise, and they both travel through time in order to save the world from the hatred of Demise. See, to recap in a nutshell, at the end of Skyward Sword, Link successfully wishes upon the absolute power of the Triforce for the destruction of Demise. This works, and the goddesses literally send the Isle of the Goddess crashing down from Skyloft onto the surface, squishing the imprisoned, also known as Demise, to death. All seems well and good after this, but the heroic duo forgot about one little thing. Demise's top goon Girahim was still out there running around planning evil stuff. So sure enough, he pops up out of nowhere and steals Princess Zelda, because that's what villains do in Zelda games, and then takes her through the gate of time into the past to resurrect Demise back then. You know, before the big avocado was squished into guacamole. Girahim uses Zelda's essence and is successful in resurrecting his master, even though Link also rushed through the gate of time and tried his hardest to stop it. But even though Girahim's plan did actually succeed extremely well, long story short, it didn't really matter because Link was able to beat Demise anyway at Demise's full power. After which the essence of the Demon King was then absorbed into the Master Sword and placed in the pedestal so that he would never again bother the world. Just kidding, he cursed the bloodline of Hylia to be eternally bound to fight his incarnations for the rest of time right before he died. Anyway, the part of the story that I'd like to emphasize in this video is that Link, the hero, traveled through time to save the world. The hero through time. Now, taking note of that, let's put a pin in it and fast forward to the next time the Master Sword is needed in the franchise, when Ganondorf makes his first chronological appearance in Ocarina of Time. As many already know, and some are about to find out, Link is told by Zelda that he needs to defeat the man with the evil eyes because, well, because Zelda had a bad dream and said so. Anyway, Link accesses the Master Sword beyond the door of time, and upon drawing it is immediately put to sleep for 7 long years. He awakens in the future, which is now a gritty reality that's been completely corrupted by Ganondorf. So turns out Zelda's dream was spot on. Throughout the course of the game, Link travels between his original child timeline and the future adult timeline in order to fully cleanse the world from Ganondorf's evil. But the real kicker for all these time shenanigans comes at the end of the game, when Zelda, who feels bad about the whole, you know, denying a child their childhood and plunging them headfirst into several life and death situations within which victory would never be assured and combat would be necessary to survive. So as an apology of sorts, she sends Link back to his quote-unquote original timeline before any of the events of the game happened, and thus creates the infamous timeline split in the Zelda franchise. This final disappearance of Link from the adult timeline is what merited him with the official title of the Hero of Time. Or did it? You see, he wasn't called the Hero of Time at the end of the game. Actually, he was called the Hero of Time when he pulled the sword from the pedestal for the first time, and the way he was given the title is a bit strange. See, it wasn't enough for Link to just be the reincarnation of the spirit of the hero. Rauru states that only one who is worthy of the title Hero of Time can pull the sword from the pedestal, which he clearly wasn't at first. He also says that Link was too young to be the Hero of Time, and that's why he was put to sleep for 7 years until he woke up at about the age of 16 16 to 17 years old. He also specifically credits the Master Sword itself with choosing the Hero of Time, something that we see happening again with the Link from Twilight Princess. Now, this doesn't sound that out of the ordinary at first glance, especially for a Zelda game, which are known for fantasies and legends and magic, but it starts to take on a different meaning when you do like me and overthink everything we just talked about. See, Raru's words imply that there was already a standard for who can wield the Master Sword, at least when it comes to his age. And this criteria was referred to as the Hero of Time, and was to be detailed by none other than the Master Sword itself. In other words, the Master Sword is responsible for coming up with and enforcing the concept of the Hero of Time. Thanks to Skyward Sword, we know that the Master Sword is indeed sentient and capable of making calculations and decisions just like this one, because it had a spirit named Fi living inside it, who was able to make Link wait until he was around 17 years old to wield the sword. Now, the question is, where would Fi have gotten this standard for the Hero of Time, and why is it important? Well, the last time the sword was used was in Skyward Sword, and get this, that Link was 17 years old according to his character artist. The last and only other Link that the Master Sword was in contact with was a 17-year-old boy who traveled through time to defeat the Demon King. A hero through time. A hero of time. All of a sudden, the age requirement doesn't seem so random, does it? Fi created that criteria and titled it the Hero of Time because she was looking for the Link that traveled through time. She was looking for her master. And if her master really was the one who inspired this age requirement and even the title Hero of Time, wouldn't that make him the first Hero of Time? This could be further proven by the Sheikah legend that Sheik tells Link after he returns from the Chamber of Sages. She says that he really does look, quote, like the legendary Hero of Time. And while this could be interpreted as just simply a fulfillment of Sheikah prophecy, that doesn't necessarily disprove what we're talking about. After all, legends have to be built on past events, right? Of course, this is all just my theory though. What did you guys think? Are there actually two Heroes of Time? Or is this just another classic case of overthinking everything from your favorite bandit? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Now, I do have an announcement to make that I mentioned I would be making earlier on in the video, and that is that I am going live with a second channel in addition to this channel called Bandit Plays. That's going to be more gameplay or more personality focused. The idea behind it is not to feel like a second channel, but more like a co-channel where I play the games there that I will then talk about or theorize about here, like I do normally. It's super exciting, kind of nerve-wracking, but ultimately just something I've wanted to do for a really long time. Actually, I used to have Let's Plays on this channel that I took down once I decided to go a different direction with my content. But anyway, I wanted to ask you guys two things. One, if you happen to be interested in seeing me play some games, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel Bandit Plays. I don't expect this at all, of course, but if even 1% of my subscribers on this channel followed me to Bandit Plays, that would at least give it some momentum to start off with instead of starting from absolute zero. So to those of you who may be thinking about giving a sub to the new channel, thank you so much. I'll link to it in the description below. Second, I guess for the same group of people, if you are interested in watching me play games, would you do me a huge favor and let me know in the comments below on this video what games you would like to see me play? I did buy Skyward Sword HD the other day, and I've been holding off on that one in the case that you guys do want to see me play that game, but I didn't want to go for it unless you guys wanted it because there are already a whole lot of really awesome Let's Plays going on right now about the game. Ultimately, I am open to playing literally anything, Nintendo or not, any genre, horror or not, you name it, I'll be playing it. Anyway, that's the end of the announcement, so once again, to those of you who will be helping out, thank you so much in advance. And as always, a huge thanks goes out to my bandit crew, of which I have new names to announce. Please say hello to Jemmy and Rector, who have recently joined the ranks of my elite. If you watching are interested in helping the videos that you want to see get created on this channel, please check out that join button below any of my videos or the links to my Patreon and merch pages in the description below. Also down there are the links to my social media pages, so come follow me on Twitter and Instagram for a bunch of cool stuff. And giveaways that I do every now and then. That's all I've got for you in this video, so as always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. This is MaskedNintendoBandit signing out. Hey everyone, Bandit here. With the recent release of Skyward Sword HD, it made me start to think about Link and how... Wait, why are you looking at me that way? Do you ever feel like time isn't flowing naturally? Anyway,